Let's go hands-on and compare every difference between the new MacBook Neo and the updated MacBook Air. I'll tell you what the differences are and which ones of them that you should care about. Real quick, before we get into it, if you want to keep up to date with all of the latest Apple news and reviews, hit that subscribe button. So at Apple's Apple Experience, they took the wraps off the all-new MacBook Neo. This is Apple low-cost budget portable Mac that hits a price point that Apple has really never done before. And we're comparing it against the MacBook Air, which up until now has kind of been the go-to for people who wanted an affordable portable Mac. But the price is significantly more than the Neo is. Now, even though both of these look like similar 13-inch laptops, there are a number of differences between the two, and that's what we're going to get into in this video. Starting out with the design. The MacBook Air actually comes in two different sizes. You can get it with a 13.6 inch, so a 13-inch version, or the 15-inch version. So you have two sizes to choose from. If you want to get a larger screen than 13.6 inches, you definitely cannot go with the MacBook Neo. The MacBook Neo, on the other hand, has a 13-inch display, and that's it. Couple small differences for the display. The MacBook Air supports True Tone, which is the part that'll adjust it based on the room that it's in so it looks natural, and it supports the P3 wide color gamut, whereas the MacBook Neo does not. Now, honestly, if you don't know what either of those are, I wouldn't concern yourself with them too much. I don't think you're going to notice their absence, and they both get 500 nits of brightness, which I was surprised by. I thought the MacBook Neo would have actually dimmer brightness, so I was really happy that the brightness remains the same between the MacBook Neo and the MacBook Air. MacBook Air comes in 4 different colors. You can choose sky blue, silver, starlight, or midnight. MacBook Neo comes in more fun colors. You can choose citrus, which is this very vibrant yellow. There is indigo, which is kind of your blue color. You have silver, which I think looks fantastic. And then you have blush, which is kind of like a pink color. Now, I do think the colors on the MacBook Neo are a little bit more vibrant, especially like the blue one. Apple's done a few cool touches with the color though on the MacBook Neo. The different parts of the Mac all match the color of the body. So if you have the pink version, the blush version, the keyboard and the feet on the bottom will match. The same thing goes for the indigo. And I really like on the silver version how the keyboard is white. The keyboard is definitely a lighter color than the body, and it's not as vibrant as it looks in some of Apple's press images. The biggest difference is going to be in the processors. On the MacBook Neo, Apple is using the A18 Pro, which is, yes, literally an iPhone chip inside of a Mac. It has a 6-core CPU and a 5-core GPU. On the other hand, the MacBook Air is using Apple's latest M5 processor, which has a 10-core CPU and an 8-core GPU to start, though it can be upgraded, I believe, to a 10-core. So big difference in the chips. Not only are you getting an A series versus an M series in the two different models, but there's a big difference in core count as well. Now, as far as performance goes, it's not going to be crazy for your typical tasks. I used the MacBook Neo for quite a bit and everything just seemed snappy. They were even literally running Apple Arcade titles like significant video games on the MacBook Neo, and there didn't seem to be really too many issues at all. Nothing that I saw that I was able to demo with so far. I was really impressed with how smooth it ran. And the difference is probably coming down to like your single core versus your multi-core tasks. Now, most things that people are going to do, opening emails, browsing online, writing, texting, all that kind of stuff are single core tasks, and they're not relying on the full multi-core performance of the processor. So for what you're doing, the A series is going to be just fine. It's going to be super zippy in doing all of those things. Very akin to Apple's M series processors. Just depends on which one. So for most people's usual tasks, I think that the MacBook Neo is not going to be an issue at all. Of course, if you get into anything crazy, you're trying to push some video editing, you're trying to get into more higher end titles, you're gonna run into those limitations. But if you're not doing any gaming, you're not doing any video editing, you're not doing any complex photo editing, like trying to run Pixelmator or Photoshop with just a ton of layers in them, you're not gonna have really many limitations at all from the processor. Other internals, the MacBook Neo ships with 8 gigs of memory on the inside and then either 256 or 512 gigs of storage. On the other hand, the MacBook Air ships with 512 gigs of storage and it can go up from there depending on your configuration, and it ships with 16 gigs of memory standard. As far as battery life goes, MacBook Air is going to eke out just a bit more duration to that battery. MacBook Air, if you are going to be just like streaming video, you can expect up to 18 hours, whereas the MacBook Neo is going to get you 16 hours. Looking at something else, maybe web browsing, Apple says you can expect about 15 hours on the MacBook Air and 11 hours on the MacBook Neo. I still think for most people, that's going to get you through a day. That's going to get you through all of class, whatever. You should be just fine. And fortunately, both of them are very easy to power up over USB-C. Let's talk about like the ports, cameras, speakers, all of that. This is going to be some of the bigger differences that I think people are going to notice. For example, the cameras. There's definitely some differences here. So Apple says the MacBook Neo is a 1080p FaceTime cam. And if you look at the MacBook Air, it's also technically a 1080p FaceTime cam, but Apple labels it a 12 megapixel camera. Stills are better, and I did notice better performance in like lower light when I was able to get some lower light. So the camera on the Air does look a little bit better. It also supports desk view, which is kind of cool, and will show you like what is in front of you. So if you're taking notes, drawing something, anything like that, you can show that while on a call. The MacBook Air has a 4-speaker array. Apple has done a pretty decent job at upgrading the speakers over time. MacBook Neo, on the other hand, only has 2, and they are very oddly placed. They don't come out of the keyboard or from the back or from the speaker grills that are down the sides. Rather, they're actually like sticking out on the sides of the MacBook. I originally thought it was an SD card slot on the side, but no, those are the actual speaker ports on the left edge and the right edge towards the front. Now, while I was using it, I was still in a crowded room, but they sounded pretty decent for what they were. I mean, I think most people are going to defer to headphones. If you're using this for kind of anything out in the world, you're probably using AirPods, but it at least has speakers. They sounded pretty decent, but you will get better audio quality from the built-in speakers on the MacBook Air. There's just no doubt about that. Each of them has a headphone jack. MacBook Air is pretty typical on that side there. On the MacBook Neo, it's up towards the front, towards the speaker grills. For some reason, again, just a little bit of an odd placement to put that headphone jack there, but I see no problems with it. I mean, it's where your hands are going to be, so it's still going to stick out to the side just fine, but different placement of it. The one on the MacBook Air does support high impedance headphones. So if you're using some high-end headphones with your MacBook Air, they're not going to necessarily give you that same fidelity on the MacBook Neo, but I don't expect people having high fidelity, really high-end headphones and using those wired ones with a MacBook Neo. Ports. Apple has 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports on the MacBook Air. They're located there on the left side next to the MagSafe port. There is no MagSafe on the MacBook Neo, and instead there are 2 USB Type-C ports. The one on the back is actually a USB 3.0 port, and the one in the front is USB 2.0. It is odd that Apple did not label these. Now, the restrictions here are going to be coming in from the PCI usage, which is why they have to do one at the higher speed and one at the lower speed, but it's just interesting to me that Apple didn't put any designator there between the two. If you're plugging in your computer and you're using the back one for charging, then you have to plug in your hard drive, you're going to immediately be getting slower speeds. I honestly would have preferred if they switched those two around. So like I would default to charging with the back one, and then that front one I was plugging in my SSD or media into whatever it happened to be. But just something to be aware of with the ports on the MacBook Air or on the MacBook Neo. Additionally, the MacBook Neo will support 1 external display, and the one on the MacBook Air will support 2 external displays. Keyboards are very similar. You're not going to notice too many differences here. There is no Touch ID on the base model of the MacBook Neo though, so if you want Touch ID to unlock and lock your Mac, you will have to upgrade. It's $100 more. You're getting the double the storage, so going from 256 to 512 gigs of storage there, and you're gaining Touch ID on the keyboard. The trackpad is a little different. Apple says it is a magic trackpad basically with Force Touch on the MacBook Air, whereas the one on the MacBook Neo is still just a multi-touch trackpad. The difference is it doesn't have the force sensing, like the depth of pressing. Some people don't even know it is there to begin with, but it's definitely not a diving board trackpad. I saw people online talking about that. It feels just like a normal trackpad. I noticed nothing weird about it. You can tap anywhere on it. It all feels very good, works very well, no issues with it, but it is a different style of trackpad than on the MacBook Air. MacBook Air supports Wi-Fi 7 thanks to Apple's N1 networking chip in there, which will also get you Bluetooth 6. MacBook Neo will give you Bluetooth 6, but it's not using Apple's chip, and you're only going to get Wi-Fi 6E. Wi-Fi 7 is not broadly used yet, so it's not a huge deal, I don't think, for most people. But for me, it's one of those things, like, I am buying something that I want to last for years to come. And if I plan on upgrading my Wi-Fi in the next, few years, I may want to make sure I'm adopting that standard now, rather than upgrade my Wi-Fi and then I don't have a machine to take care of it. I don't think people who are going to be using MacBook Air are doing anything that's going to, you're not going to be streaming games. So I don't think you need the higher speeds that Wi-Fi 7 is going to be offering you. So this is another one that I don't think you're going to have to worry about if you're looking at the MacBook Neo. So those are the differences between the two. They're both remarkably well-built machines, and I really liked using both of them. As far as what you should care about as the user, are there any things in the MacBook Neo that are going to be deal breakers for this target audience? I don't think so. I mean, yes, you still can get Chromebooks that are cheaper or comparable PCs that are going to have higher specs. Like, I have seen PCs priced at $599 that have 512 gigs of storage and a few other benefits like 16 gigs of memory in them. But they're plasticky and cheap, and I don't think they're gonna last. I think the MacBook Neo, it's still a little bit more than some of the competition, but the build quality design is gonna let you use it for longer. The biggest limitations are gonna be the 8 gigs of memory, and that's probably it. Like, that would be my one thing. I'd recommend people jump up to that 512 gigs of storage because it does come into play. Like, after a couple years, you're starting to have a lot of stuff on your machine. That may be the only thing you should upgrade for, which also gets you the Touch ID, but that's gonna upgrade the price by $100. So MacBook Neo is gonna start at $599 versus $1099 for the MacBook Air. You can also get that upgraded version for $699, and education pricing is actually $100 cheaper. So the MacBook Neo will start at $499 for education customers. I think that is extremely enticing for a lot of people out there. I will say MacBook Neo is not for me. It may not be for you either. I still usually recommend the MacBook Air for most middle of the road users, but I think the MacBook Neo is gonna open up the Mac to more people than ever before. Whether or not they've found this video or they're just somebody who wants to try a Mac. They have an iPhone, they got an Apple Watch, and they're like, man, I want to get a Mac, but I don't want to spend, over $1,000. You can get an M1 MacBook Air. They used to sell them at Walmart for $599 too, but this is going to have a few upgrades to that design at a very similar price point. I'm pretty impressed by what Apple did with the MacBook Neo, and I'm excited for these to get out into the world. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you're interested in any of them, they are up for pre-order now, so I put links and any deals that we find in the description. Otherwise, stay tuned, follow along for more Apple news.